The Toy Story franchise is thriving, it's surviving, and it is jiving with fans out there, making a lot of money at the box office. Will it break $1 billion? We'll see. But the first weekend is in, and the tally is here. $312 million is the estimate. How is it an estimate? Well, you see all those zeros? Those aren't real. These are estimates. But 312 is where they're saying it's going to be. If it gets to a 3x, it's going to be just shy of $1 billion. Toy Story films tend to make 3.5 to 4 in the last 2 iterations. So we think it probably will break $1 billion. We shall see. That said, this is a franchise that's been going now for decades, and it has people saying, maybe there's more on the way. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going down, and move this, shake that, and here we go. Folks, we're hearing a new major scoop or rumor, whatever you want to call it. Take some salt with this one, but you might look at Toy Story Land and say, hey, at Hollywood Studios, there's no way they can fit anything more in this area. There's Slinky Dog, and you can see it goes right up to the road. You don't know that when you're in the park, but you're right up against the road when you're in Slinky Dog. And then there's a garage over here. They're not going to tear that down. These 2 buildings are not really there any longer. They've already torn those down and replaced it with Woody's Roundup Barbecue, a restaurant, by the way, that I very, very highly recommend. Probably the best place to get grub. Sorry, Derby. Probably the best place to get grub in Hollywood Studios, and it's all you can eat.
Wow.
You got Alien Saucers over here, which is a poor man's Temu Dumbo ride or teacups. And then you got Toy Story Mania. And there's really not a lot of space to put anything. You're right up against Star Wars. So how in the world, if we're hearing a rumor that they would expand Toy Story Land, how in the world would they do this? Well, we've been talking to our sources, and we now think we have an answer. Folks, take a look at this road over here that goes behind Alien Swirling Saucers. And you see this big building? My understanding is that's a maintenance bay. Is that right, Ron? Do you know for sure? Is that a giant maintenance bay where they have all kinds of, they service the entire resort?
I believe so. Yeah, that's, I've been back in that area very few times as a cast member. I have parked in that little parking garage. I think that was only one time because
it's hard to navigate that little parking garage, isn't it, Ron?
No, I mean that's a parking garage for executives.
Yes.
So,
teeny weeny.
Yeah, it's not very, very big. But yeah, they have all this structure back there. Yeah, basically for maintenance type stuff.
All right, so here's what we're hearing. What we're hearing is that these buildings in this section right here may be relocated, and they would go. Now, this current map doesn't have Monsters being built yet, but Monsters is going right here, okay, right here. And that leaves parking area over here, okay? This parking area right here, just kind of sitting on its own little island. And so what we're hearing is that the maintenance bay may go over here, may be relocated. The other place we've heard that they're thinking about considering is that they can cut these trees down and they can move it there. But we're hearing that a new ride may be coming to Toy Story Land, and it may be going right here. No details yet as to what that ride would be. Let's take a look at the area that they would have if they decide to use that. We're going to measure with the old ruling stick, and we'll be accurate, okay? So if they were to put in a new ride here, how much space do they have? They have, we want to put that in acres, please. They have basically 1.5 acres for a new attraction. That would fit something like an Alien Swirling Saucers. It's doable to put a dark ride there. I don't know what kind of dark ride they would do. But Ron, this is a very popular franchise, and people are talking now about how do you get Hollywood Studios really, growing again. It's been one of their lower performing parks, unfortunately. And besides Monsters, Inc., which might not do it, a new Toy Story ride just might be what they need. I've heard rumors that it could be based on Jessie the Cowgirl, since this is her film and all that kind of thing. I don't know. What say you, Ron? Is it time for them to build on in this particular area?
I don't know. I hate Toy Story Land. I am not a fan of Toy Story Land. Now, my son, of course, being 13, he still likes Toy Story Land, although he might even be growing out of it himself. It's hot. It's the hottest area. I don't know why it's so hot.
Because it's because of the brown pavement and there's just no shade.
Right. Well, it's supposed to be Andy's backyard. And it's always been weird to me that there's kind of no decorative representation for like giant blades of grass or something, or however. I don't know how you do it exactly.
Bring it back.
There's a lot of representation for different like giant things back there, but I don't.
You want Honey, I Shrunk the Playground? Or, yeah, you want that?
I do. I mean, I think that was a better representation of being shrunk down, but still, it's just this park is going further and further and further away from its roots. It needs to be renamed. I think Bob Iger once floated out there the possibility of it being renamed. I don't know what you'd call it, but it's not Hollywood Studios anymore, not by a long shot. It has very little representation of anything that has to do with making movies, which is what the park was centered around back in the day. And I miss what this park was. I'm sure that kids will be happy if there's another Toy Story ride or attraction. It is missing a lot of attractions, this park. Like this park is very, very low as far as its attraction number. Like Galaxy's Edge was supposed to get 3. It only got 2. Galaxy's Edge was supposed to get a restaurant. They only got a little bar. There's hopefully Monstropolis, having replaced the Muppets, will be good, although they could expand and create a Muppets courtyard back behind Rock and Roller Coasters. There's a lot of things that they could do, but the theme of the park, nobody even knows what it is anymore. So I don't know if they need to call it Into the Movies or whatever the heck they need to call it. It needs to change so it has the representation. I do like Toy Story Mania. This is a fun ride. Let
me armchair exec it for a second, Ron, and you tell me what you think about this. Okay, let's armchair Imagineer for a minute. And we'll pretend that we also have control over the budgets and all that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here's what I would do. So Disney, if you're listening, yeah, we're sorry. We scooped you if we did, that you might be considering putting a ride here. Okay. Or an attraction. Here's what I would do. I'd put in a giant indoor playground, and maybe, have a place where people can cool down and rest and relax. I'd put a giant playground, just like what you're talking about, with large blades of grass. And let the kids go crazy in there. Let the parents rest, have a relaxed spot. I think that's a cool idea. But Ron, what you're talking about is with Hollywood Studios, it doesn't feel like it's, where movies or TV are made. Honestly, what's over here now in where they used to have the Drew Carey thing? Is there anything? It's a little short, right?
The shorts movies.
Yeah.
There used to be a radio station back there. I don't know if you knew that.
There still is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would bring back a game show like they used to do, and I'd let that thing run on Disney Plus with almost no production cost whatsoever. I'd have 4 or 5 times a day. Let's do a little game show. Let's have some fun, and we're going to broadcast it on Disney Plus. Easy, easy, easy. And there you go. There's at least one way of bringing back, hey, we've got a live production here. And there's some other things you could do. And I don't want to spend too much time talking about that, but Frozen as well. It's a sing along. We can replace it. But that's some of the stuff I would do. But back to the Toy Story idea, we'll maybe another conversation for another day about how to fix the studios aspect of Hollywood Studios. What do you guys think about something indoors to get people out of the weather? There's not enough of that at Hollywood Studios. It truly is an outdoor park.
Yeah. Something indoors would be great there, but I'm trying to think of any the space isn't big enough for a dark boat ride or anything like that.
I'll take a 1.5 acre indoor playground. That's a big area.
Sid's backyard. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
That'd be kind of cool.
Now, that might freak out little kids, but I would love to walk through Sid's backyard and get
traumatize the children.
You could imagine an indoor VR experience.
Yeah, an indoor VR experience could be cool. Yeah, the kids, you imagine those abominations he was building, but they're human sized now.
Oh, God. Mommy, look, it's Supergirl. No, it's not Supergirl. It's Sid. Oh, my God. No, I'm kidding.
That's right.
Yeah, but there's no indoor stuff there. But to be fair, they do have Animation Courtyard with indoor stuff coming out pretty soon. So that's going to be opening sometime this summer.
And I'm going to brag on them. We're not just negative about Disney, okay? We try to call balls and strikes. Animation Courtyard, which we'll show people who don't know where that is. Let's go on over. Here we go. Animation Courtyard right here.
Yeah.
They've made some changes. They've made it look like the 1950 style Disney Burbank deal. And it's very nice. And the rotation of characters that they have coming in and out is wonderful. Like truly, totally wonderful. So It's not Star Wars anymore over here. They're going to open up the animation building soon again, and that's really good, and that's indoors, and so I'm fully on board. The Disney Junior thing that they're doing, which is essentially a live-action Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, great for kids, wonderful for kids. The addition they did with The Little Mermaid is really, really good. The update that they did, so kudos to them there. And I wasn't going to say this, but I am. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Have you heard about a possible return of the Eiffel Tower now? You guys heard about this?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
It's a rumor. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Just do not put it back in front of the Chinese theater. Put it somewhere else.
Here's where
that thing.
Here is where, if they put it in, they're talking about putting it. It's right here where this tree is, which would put it straight behind the animation building so that when you walk in, you would see now, I don't think it's going to be as big as the other one. It's going to be a miniature. It's not a real, water tower in any way. But it would just barely peek over the top, and you would have the Eiffel Tower back. And I think that would be great. I think that would be a really good nod for them. They put the sorcerer's hat. You can't see it here, but they put the sorcerer's hat replacing the entrance area. I don't know what you'd say, but the facade, right? And that was a nice touch. So if you've got the sorcerer's hat and the Eiffel Tower back there, that's really cool. That's really cool. So who knows? Maybe they're getting their act together when it comes to Hollywood studios. Erika, your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I agree with Ron on just about everything. I still call it MGM. I have not transitioned over to Hollywood Studios.
I think it's lovely that you do a decade later. It's still MGM to you.
I mean, that's the park where my family members started to work at. That's the park we went to a lot. And it started out so great with the golden era of Hollywood. And now it's just become a dumping ground of Disney's IPs, and it's lost its identity. It's really, they have some cool things there. I like the Slinky ride, by the way. I think it's a cute little coaster. But other than that, there's just nothing there that we really enjoy. Well,
and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge hurts them because, even when the crowd is, or when the park is crowded, Galaxy's Edge is empty.
Imagineers and engineers that put together Galaxy's Edge, their hands were tied. They were back to the corner.
Oh yeah, they were taking commands from Lucasfilm at the time, from the story group.
Yeah. So I really feel bad for them. They did the best they could with what they were told they had to do. So I try to be a little easy on Galaxy's Edge, but I have a personal kind of a personal attachment to Galaxy's Edge, and it has nothing to do with Star Wars. Other than that, that's all we do at the park. We'll go to Rise of Resistance if it's working, and then we'll go to Slinky Dash, and then we leave. There's just nothing else really there anymore. It doesn't pull us into that golden era of Hollywood and all the cool props and street actors they used to have in the skits. And
they're kind of bringing back some live entertainment during the Cool Kids Summer. I just hope it sticks after September 8th is over, because they have some like live bands, a lot of characters walking around. It's really, really neat what they're doing. And like Pro said, it's a plus right now. And it's hard to talk about those things, but I just hope it sticks, though, is what I mean, because it's cool right now, right? But will it stay?
New. I wish I'd go back to being about the movies, how movies were made back in the day, not necessarily how they make movies now, but how movies were done back in the golden era. You got Gen Z that's fascinated with anything and everything. Retro.
I've always thought, back to Armchair Imagineering, I've always thought that they should move One Man's Dream to Magic Kingdom. It should be on the back area behind Main Street, where they were talking about putting it in the theater. And that whole One Man's Dream area should be a museum for Disney movies and all kinds of things. I'd love to see that kind of stuff, and that would help bring that back. But on a positive note, if they put in the Eiffel Tower where you can see it behind this building, if they put that back and you've got the sorcerer's hat, I think you've got a new park icon. Yeah,
and you're wrong. You said the Eiffel Tower. I thought you meant the
Eiffel.
No, the sorcerer's hat.
The words mixed up in my head. Okay.
No, little Mickey Ear Tower.
Yeah, the tower. Over there. Absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll show one more time where that would potentially go. That we're hearing it might be happening. It would go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's slide on over. Where does it go? Where does it go? It goes in this little spot right here where these trees are.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Cool place to put it. Make it tall enough so you can see it from all around the park.
You got it. You can see where it would, if I can angle this, you can see where you would be able to see it from. All right. Well, that's where we'll leave it, folks. But Toy Story, I guess that's where we started. That's where we'll end it. Toy Story is so popular, they're now thinking about adding a new attraction is what we're hearing. We're hoping for an indoor space. Please give us an indoor space, Disney. And it's kind of a statement, too, that they have space to add on to Galaxy's Edge down the road. Nobody's talking about that because Star Wars is not where Toy Story is. Star Wars, oh boy, I'm going to say it. Star Wars is dead.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.